So, ladies and gentlemen, on today's screenshots, we're going to take a look at the 2018-19 Oscar nominations. Now, they came out earlier today on January 22nd. Sorry I missed the broadcast. I was doing some business. Usually I would have done a live on this podcast, but better late than never. 8 nominees for Best Picture this year, including the box office hit Black Panther, the Spike Lee directed Black KKK Klansman, the Queen biopic Bohemian Rhapsody, the period drama The Favorite, the black coming-of-age movie Green Book, the super foreign film Roma, the remake or the side make of A Star Is Born, and the Dick Cheney fictional biopic Vice. Now, I think we could have done 10 nominees this year. The biggest snub, I think, is obvious when Mary Poppins came out and Crazy Rich Asians early in the year. We figured they were a cinch for nominations because everybody likes a good Disney movie and a good groundbreaking movie. And for some reason, Crazy Rich Asians got no nominations, which is very surprising because I thought maybe Best Actress and a Screenplay nomination would be an obvious. But, it was a tough year on the female side. And, the upcoming battle I'm going to talk about, I think, dominated maybe the ballots, as we say. Now, we're talking first of the lead actress category. Now, lead actress is a pretty obvious battle right now. The veteran thespian versus the up-and-coming, former, musical superstar going over to movies. Now, I think that Lady Gaga had an okay performance of Star Is Born. I did see it. I found it was quite adequate. It's not groundbreaking. She plays herself with a little tinge of Barbra Streisand. But I think the big winner will be one of my favorite actresses of all time, Glenn Close. She had an upset victory at the Golden Globes in her drama category. The Wife is not anything groundbreaking, but usually the Academy chooses a veteran actress or actor every couple of years to dominate some of the categories. And Glenn Close, having more than a half dozen nominations, she really deserves, major recognition by the Academy. Everything through the years has been so good. She's done all different type of parts. I think she should have won at least Best Supporting Actress for The Natural, but that didn't play out. Now, I must say Lady Gaga's performance was a very interesting way to look at the Star Is Born plot. Gaga basically made it more herself rather than the basic, Judy Garland, Barbra Streisand keeping to the plot device of it, up and coming star and, fading male star, fall in love and such like that. What's kind of interesting too, I didn't see this coming, I thought it was a long shot, but the great character actor Sam Elliott, who basically talks like this all the time, if I ever talked to him, he said, "Jeffrey, how you doing? I heard you're a movie columnist. Good job there, good job." Not many Canadian movie columnists. Sam Elliott getting nominated is going to draw in at least 1 million extra viewers, because remember, from all these westerns and these character movies, I know some people call him the poor man's Jeff Bridges. I think Jeff Bridges is the poor man's Sam Elliott. We saw that in The Big Lebowski. I don't think Elliott's going to win. I think it's going to be Richard E. Grant or Mahershala Ali for Green Book. Young Ali is a great up-and-coming actor. I think he's going to do well. But supporting actress right now, I really don't think anybody's going to beat Regina King. To me, it's her year. She's been a tremendous character actress over the year. Beale Street Could Talk is probably one of the most interesting sleepers of the year. And let me tell you, she can act comedy. We remember her in Jerry Maguire. We remember her in other parts. But you see, the problems with supporting actress comedy, Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz for The Favorite, I think is going to split the vote. Rachel, a former Oscar winner, same as Emma. A long shot might be Marina del Tabara in Roma. Roma, which is sort of like a courtesan looking at the political struggle in Europe during a very key time in their history. Roma really is a dynamite movie. I know a lot of people were kind of poo-pooing on it because it came through Netflix, but any means necessary to bring such a good movie to the screen. Now, to me, there's 3 stone cold predictions that I don't think anybody can argue with me. Roma will probably win Best Director for Corazon. I think it's something that's going to be something that film classes and different people would study for a number of years. It's a throwback style movie. Although Spike Lee for Black KK Klansman might be a long shot, the odds of Spike Lee winning is going to be very, very long because you got the honorary Oscar, didn't show up. If you do, I think he has a better odd for showing up at the Oscars. If he does show up, that's a winner for everything. But I think again with Sam Elliott and Spike Lee and some of the other veterans, Glenn Close, you're going to get a better ratings this year. And from a standpoint like that, I think it's going to work. Now you can probably know what my second Stone Cold prediction will be. Will be that method actor from Another Mother, so like Robert Redford, and Marlon Brando, and James Dean. Christian, let me lose and gain 700 pounds before the role, Bale. Now Christian Bale, for those who don't know about his gigantic performance as Dick Cheney, I think he gained half a ton with makeup to look like the gun-wielding sycophant for Bush II. The movie co-stars Sam Rockwell, who might be a long shot for Best Supporting Actor, but we'll wait till closer to see who's the lead on the supporting, because it could go, Vice could go any way. But I think Bale, the only way he can lose if his head explodes in an argument with an on-set director on the latest movie, it's a cinch he's going to win. If Bale doesn't win, I don't know movies, but what do I know? I've just been covering movies for 36 years. And here where it becomes a little bit controversial. Some people believe Black Panther is going to have a shot for Best Picture because they're thinking Vice and Roma and Star is Born going to split the vote. I think Black Panther is an okay movie. It's like Star Wars. It's what it is. It's a popcorn movie. Very rarely popcorn movies win for Best Picture. I know the third of the Lord of the Rings trilogy won, but it was more of a three Best Picture nomination leading to the victory. You might as well say Lord of the Rings was one movie, 9 hours long. But the only way Roma could lose is basically if the gay part of the Academy goes heavy for Bohemian and A Star is Born. But Roma right now, it's basically a movie of its time. It's a politically themed movie. I don't want to give away the plot too much, but it's a strong draw for all ages, for the veteran fans of film to young fans coming up, university people, Europeans, and basically it's a song towards freedom. It's a song towards a family finding its own way, and it's a tremendous thing that they put together, because in 1819, with all the negativity throughout the world about immigrants and certain family values, Roma is basically a needed movie, and I think it's going to win very close. Though again, Vice might sneak in because it depends on the momentum. The director will win, obviously. That's a given here. And look at Shape of Water last year. They had late momentum and they won. But again, you never know with the Academy. That ballots can be interesting. Some ballots don't really reflect what the voters want. Sometimes they play, no pun intended, their favorite. And Green Book's gonna get some votes with the black members of the Academy and the veteran people in the Academy, because Green Book is kind of a throwback to the Driving Miss Daisy style of the 80s and 90s. Two people finding a path, like in a friendship, a newly found friendship. But I don't think the one movie is like a no chance of winning, obviously, is Bohemian Rhapsody, because that's a fictional version of Freddie's life, and Freddie's life was much more interesting than anything you put on screen. If you've seen the documentaries on Freddie over the years, they're much more interesting than, Rami Malek's a good actor, and like I said, he might get some votes, but nobody's going to beat Christian Bale and Roma and Glenn Close. Now, what I like to say, if anybody's never saw the Oscars before, there's a few people out there, it's 4.5 hours. It says it's going to finish in 3 hours. I've seen Oscar productions go from 8:30, 9 o'clock to 1:30 in the morning. If you can last through the movies, there's always a surprise someplace. Somebody wins an Oscar that's not deserved or is so surprising. But I think this year, basically, you know what you're going to get. There's going to be some new being recognized, some old. But I think the best speech, will come from Christian Bale. Because if you remember when he won the Globe, he thanked Satan for giving him motivation for doing Dick Cheney. And, for a lot of people, Satan is Christian Bale, because he's a different cat, man. He's done some really weird roles, and I know a lot of people thought he should have won for Batman. Don't strain your brain on that. I don't think he should have won an Oscar for Batman, but that's just my opinion. But I must say, what's the biggest surprise for me, besides Crazy Rich Asians, is like, why would Bradley Cooper get nominated for actor and not for director, when he was stronger as a director than he was as an actor? Because Bradley Cooper just basically playing himself. Anyway, and one more last thing. It's hard to recognize everybody at the Academy Awards. I know Screen Acting Guild and different associations kind of, there's always 5 or 10. But what I really like about the Oscars this year, I think the ratings will go up. Why wouldn't it? You're recognizing Black Panther, you got Spike Lee, Glenn Close, you got some of the big hunks, like Bale, Cooper, Defoe, Rami Malek, Viggo Mortensen, all the young black actors coming up. I think this year is going to be the first year the ratings are going to go up. I know I'm going to be watching. And the Battle of the Buster Scruggs, which got a few nominations, I hope they do all the songs, because Lady Gaga is singing. She's a cinch to win best song, but like I said, Glenn Close but no Gaga, as we say, close but no Gaga. Anyway, I hope this finds you well. And for all my friends in Northern New Brunswick or movie fans, don't forget the Apollo Theater. Great location. Regional Mall, not so much. One of the worst screens in modern civilization. You don't have to get the color right. So you're going to see in the Oscar movies, pick a screen that's not Regional Mall, pick the Apollo or some of the other good theaters in Maine and New Brunswick. And let me tell you, not only tonight, keep your stick in the ice, keep your ballot close, because I would suggest you to print off the ballot and play Oscar Bingo. And you know what I mean by Oscar Bingo? 10 things that could go wrong. Maybe that'll be next podcast. 10 things that go wrong in every Oscar ceremony, and I'm going to talk about that in a future podcast. Again, leave a like, subscribe, or comment. If you like my podcast, tell your friends. If you didn't like it, don't tell anybody. Used to say that baby you were driving back in the day. So have a good one. Bye.